Our first dive is on the wrecks of the Plimpton and the Hator. This site gives 2 wrecks for the price of 1. The Plimpton, a 3,000-ton steamship, collided with the reef in thick fog in April 1909. 11 years later, the 7,000-ton German steamer Hator was being towed when she broke loose from her tugs and hit the same reef. These days it is difficult to tell the wrecks apart, but with so much to see, they are a very popular dive. Here we see the anchor and anchor chain on the bow of the Plimpton. Many species. The vistas here are truly fantastic, and it's well worth spending time exploring the rocky crevices. You never know what you might find, or what might find you. The plumose anemone occurs in large numbers in British waters, covering expanses of seabed or wrecks. Now home only to pollock and bib, the living quarters offer a series of swim-throughs, and the experienced diver can enter through one of the open doors to explore the many rooms inside. The corridors are quite narrow, but inside you can find the galley, offices and sleeping quarters. Talking of sleeping, according to the authorities, the reason behind the wrecking of the cargo vessel was that the watchkeeping officer had fallen asleep and the watch alarm had been switched off. As you proceed to swim from the stern towards the bow, the superstructure becomes less and less recognizable. In fact, as you reach the base of the rock that was the cause of the ship's demise, all that remains is a tangle of metal. Which is now the hunting ground of many large pollock. However, there is more to the Scillies than wrecks. The many reefs and walls provide some truly spectacular diving. The Atlantic swells and currents at these exposed sites ensure that the reefs and walls are a riot of spectacular coloured anemones. Wildlife is abundant, and if you're lucky, you can have a close encounter with one of the many seals that frequent this area. The diving here offers walls encrusted with jewel anemones. These anemones are very small, about 1 centimetre across, but grow in massive numbers. They are some of the most colourful anemones found in British waters. Jewel anemones are commonly green and pink, or orange and electric blue, although nearly all colour combinations appear to be possible. Anemones can reproduce by splitting themselves in half, called budding, and this process can occur innumerable times. The result can be huge areas of identically coloured anemones forming amazing living technicolor canvases. If you fancy a squeeze, there are some very narrow spaces to try and explore. They're worth a look. You never know what you might find in there. However, these are tight spots and not recommended for the inexperienced diver. Pollock search for food. And in these clear waters you can expect to find many jellyfish species. Compass jellyfish is identified by a radial pattern of dark brown V-shaped markings on its umbrella or bell. And snake-locked anemones use the kelp for support in the shallows.